So today we are going to be talking about elimination. So elimination is exactly what it sounds like. Elimination means to eliminate or you're getting rid of. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to eliminate. We're eliminating one letter at a time. Okay? So, the way that we get rid of something, let's think about this for a second. If we have one of something, in order to get rid of the one of something, we take the another one away, so the opposite, and that gives us 0. Or if we had -5, in order to get rid of -5, we would need to add 5 to get 0. Okay, so elimination means getting rid of, making it 0, and you're always doing the opposite. Okay. Let's see. So a way to remember this is same sign, subtract. See all the S's? And opposite, wow. Sign, add. And we'll talk about that in a second. So same sign, subtract. Opposite, add. And then, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, remember old school addition? If you were adding like 112 plus 83, in order to add these two numbers up, you would line them up. So you'd write the bigger number on top, 112, and then underneath it, you would line up the 3 with the 1s on the 2, and the 8 with the 10s from the 1. And then you would add straight down. So you'd always start on the right hand side. 2 and 3 is 5, 8 and 1 is 9, and 1 and 0 is 1. Okay, this is the idea behind elimination, but more so with subtraction. You can use addition. Well, if they are the opposite signs, we'll add, and the same sign subtract. Okay, so let's go to number 1. So we want to eliminate. We want the same number and the same letter. So same number, same letter. So much to remember, okay? I know, it's lots. But you'll catch on. So same number and same letter. So the 8 and the X are not the same. The Y and the Y are the same number, same letter. We're not going to look at the signs just yet. And that's what we're going to eliminate then. We're eliminating the same number and the same letter. Then we look at the signs. Same sign, subtract. Opposite sign, add. So these guys have opposite signs, so we're going to add. So we're setting it up like an addition problem, an old school addition problem, just like we did before. We're drawing this line underneath it, and we're going to add straight down. So you have to make sure everything's lined up. X over X, Y over Y, equals over equals, and number over number. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you add right to left on these guys. Anyways, -8x plus 1 more x is -7x's. 1x, or 1y minus y is 0, so I've eliminated this letter. And then -9 plus -5 is -14. So now we have 7x equals -14. Now we got to get that variable by itself, so we're going to divide each side by -7, and x is 2. So now we already have half of our solution. So remember, the goal here is the same as the goal for graphing and the same as the goal for substitution. We want to get our ordered pair. So we have our x value, and then we're going to get our y value. Just like substitution, we need to plug this number back into either equation and figure out what our y value is, because that's what we're missing. So I'm going to pick the bottom equation because I have less negatives and I have smaller numbers, but it's up to you. So we're going to use x plus y equals -5, and we have 2 for our x value, so we're going to take out our x and replace it with our 2. So it's 2 plus y equals -5, and if you wanted to, you could put it in parentheses, but they're not going to change anything, so you don't have to. Then we have to get the y by itself, so we're going to subtract 2 on each side, and y is -7. So here's our solution to our system using elimination. Elimination is pretty fun. Okay, so let's do more. Okay, number 2. Same number, same letter. Okay, so 2 and 10 are not the same number. They have the same letter, but they're not the same number. 9 and 9 are. So we are going to look at eliminating our x's. So we want to make these guys 0. Okay, so if they have opposite signs, we add, and if they have the same sign, subtract. Ours have opposite signs, so we're going to add, and we're going to add every single piece that has a pair. Okay, so 9 plus negative 9 is eliminated because that makes 0. Negative 2 plus negative 10 is negative 12y. And negative 13 plus negative 11 is negative 24. Then we have to get the y by itself, so we're going to divide each side by negative 12 since my negative 12 is getting multiplied by my y. Oops, leave the y. Sorry, I didn't mean to cross it out. And negative 24 divided by negative 12 is 2. So I know half of my answer already. I have my y, but I'm not sure about my x. So now I'm going to take either of these equations and plug it in. I'll go with my top because the numbers were more positive. So 9x minus 2y equals negative 13. So we're going to take out the y and replace it with our new y value. So since my y and my negative 2 are getting multiplied, I have to be multiplying my negative 2 to my 2 that we just got for our y value. And that equals negative 13. Solve for x. 9x minus 4 equals negative 13. Add 4 to each side, and now I have 9x equals negative 9. To get that variable by itself, we're going to do our final step of dividing each side by 9, and x is equal to negative 1. So my y value is 2, and my x value is negative 1, and this is the solution to the system. Again, we're still talking about if we were to graph these two lovely equations, they would cross at an ordered pair, and the ordered pair is the solution to the system. Now, these would be awful to graph because they don't have a y by itself unless you used a graphing program or you solve for y first. Okay, so do another. Sorry, my pencil is dull. Oh, I did not sharpen that mechanical pencil, just FYI. Okay, number 3. We are going to eliminate one of our letters, okay? We want the same number and the same letter. Now, on number 3, if I'm looking, I have a 1 and a 1 in front of my x and a 2 and a 2 in front of my y. So you have options here. You can pick to eliminate your x's or your y's. I'm going to eliminate my y's just because that sounds a little bit more fun. Okay, so now we've decided what to eliminate, and we need to pick add or subtract. These guys have opposite signs, so remember, opposite signs mean add. So we add. When we add negative x to positive x, that actually eliminates. When we add negative 2y to 2y, that eliminates as well, leaving 0 on the left-hand side. When we add 1 to negative 1, we get 0. So now we're left with 0 equals 0. Well, 0 does equal 0. That means that this answer is an infinite solution. Okay, it means that if I draw the top line and I draw the second line, they're going the exact same way. It looks like they're the same line because they touch everywhere. So these are solutions to the system. When the system touches every single spot, it's an infinite solution. Okay, number 4. Again, when we eliminate, we want the same number, same letter. 3 and 4 are not the same number. 6 and 6 are. Okay, so we're going to eliminate our 6's. Now these guys have the same sign. So if we look back up here, same sign, subtract. So subtraction is a little bit different. Well, it seems different. It's the same. We subtract everything. So this is really negative 3 minus negative 4. Okay, I'll write it out. Negative 3 minus negative 4. Well, these two minuses turn to a plus. Negative 3 plus 4 is x. Okay, negative 6 minus negative 6. So I'll show you. Negative 6 minus negative 6. These guys turn into a plus, and negative 6 plus 6 is eliminated. It's 0. Okay, the same on the last guy. Negative 21 minus negative 22. Well, again, these two negatives turn to a positive. Okay, and we're left with 1. So x is equal to 1. So now I'm going to plug that in. I have my answer of my x value. So negative 3 times 1 minus 6y equals negative 21. I just picked the top. They both look kind of bananas. Okay, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, minus 6y equals negative 21. So we're going to add 3 to each side. So negative 6y is equal to negative 18. In order to get the y by itself, we are going to divide each side by negative 6. And y is equal to 3. So my answer is 1 and 3. Okay. Okay, let's do number 6. So we need the same number and the same letter. So I have the same number. I have 3 and 3. 7 and 9 are not the same number, and they have the same letter, the x's. So we're going to eliminate our x's. Since they are both positive, they have the same sign. So remember, same sign, subtract. Okay, so we already did the harder subtraction. These ones are a little easier. So it's 3 minus 3, so that's eliminated. And then again, it's negative 7 minus negative 9. These two negatives make a positive. Negative 7 plus 9 is 2y. Now I have negative 6 minus 0, which is negative 6. So I always like to go back and touch my symbol so I don't forget it. That's the biggest mistake when people are solving using elimination. They forget their symbol. Okay, so y ended up being negative 3. And then for my x value, I'm going to plug my y back in. And I'm going to plug it into the bottom because there's a 0, and I like that. So I've got 3 times negative 3 minus 9y equals 0. So 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So we're going to add 9 to each side. Negative 9y equals 9. Divide each side by negative 9. And y is equal to negative 1. Oops. What? I plugged this in the wrong spot. We solved and got our y. Dang it, my bad. Okay, that's wrong. Alright, sorry. Be careful where you pick to plug it in. Let's try one more time. So it's 3 times x. Don't make the same mistake twice. Messing up curve. 3 times x minus 7 times negative 3 equals negative 6. 3x plus 21 equals negative 6. Wow. I'm struggling now. Minus 21 on each side. So 3x equals negative 27. Divide each side by 3. And x is equal to negative 9. Okay. Now we've got our right answer. Sorry about that. Make sure you have an x value and a y value for your answer. Okay, if you have any questions, let your teacher know. Have a great day. Bye!